it is very difficult to find one. And even if you can find one, which is great, some of the medication, you may not need it yet, but it is quite expensive. So we want to make sure that the medication is affordable, and make sure that we can hire more doctors and nurses to make sure you have good health services. We also want to make sure that you don't get gouged by these cell phone companies, internet companies, these giant companies that monopolize the market. Canada actually has one of the highest cell phone fees rate in the world, and yet the services is really not that great. We want to make sure the internet fees, they don't, they are not usage based, and also credit card companies don't gouge you. Okay. Those are not family issues.
Those are not family related per se. They can be individually related,
it's
right?
Individually related.
All right. Okay. Christine Ennis, how would you like to pitch Magda for her vote?
I guess I hope you might look at what we're talking about, Magda, as Liberals, is our investments in the economy in the future are for all of our mutual benefit. In particular, our economic plan, our investments in innovation and research, our commitment to investing in key sectors of the economy, whether it's the digital economy, green energy, are for all of our benefit. We need to be sensitive about having sure we have competitive and fair tax rates, and particularly people in your circumstances. There's a whole range of issues. We strengthen healthcare. It's a quality of life issue, not just for families, the broadest definition of families, which is what Liberals believe in, but it's also for all of us as individuals. We have a strong healthcare system. We have stability, we have security, we have the opportunity, the very foundation from which we can achieve whatever it is we like. I would say the same thing about our education plan. Our education plan is also good social policy in terms of families. It's also smart economic investment. We truly believe that if we get the education piece right, that if we invest in ensuring that our people, whether it's at the early childhood education, post-secondary, or even retraining throughout the years, that if we continue to invest in that, we will have the strongest, most dynamic workforce in the world, and it strengthens us all.
Rachel Burney, Magda wants to know why she should vote for you.
Magda, I love this question. I too am single, I live alone, and the rhetoric about families in this election has just been unbelievable. I mean, the other parties finally started talking a little bit about the issues, but the first few weeks there was nothing but, you know, Jack Layton's going to give your family a break, and Michael Ignatieff with his family pack, and Stephen Harper standing up.
Not that you have anything against families, I'm sure. No, of course not.
But they don't seem to realize that this rhetoric is exclusionary. It excludes a lot of us, and what's more, if you look at the history of it, it's right-wing American Republican Party rhetoric. This is Dan Quayle and family values, and it's kind of surprising to me to see these parties that want to cast themselves as progressive, you know, using this kind of exclusionary rhetoric. And it bugs me so much, actually. I wrote a kind of humorous op-ed piece that I sent to the Globe and Mail complaining about this stuff and pointing out that it shouldn't be the whole of a political platform, and they wouldn't print it. But since you two are an iPhone user, I will be happy to email it to
you. You have an app for it. Right?
There's probably an app for that, right?
Yeah, yeah. Right. For families, an app for families.
Yeah. Are you managing to have a little bit of enjoyment and fun while you're on the election trail? I mean, I know every time I ask a candidate, they say, "Oh, it's wonderful. It's absolutely great. We love it. We love working from dawn till dusk and wearing out our shoes."
We do.
And you do, eh?
It's great having a chance to say hello to people. Does it empower you? Absolutely.
I mean, you've been there before. The rest of you have done it before, have campaigned before. Is it an empowering thing? Does it empower you, do you suppose?
That's not the words I would choose are, first of all, fascinating. It is an absolutely...
It's fascinating.
It is absolutely fascinating. And the people of this riding are fascinating. And the other word I would... this is going to sound incredible. This is going to sound even suckier and sappier than empowering, but I find it ennobling, the basic transactions of our democracy. It's a noble tradition, standing there on the street corner.
It's a high, even though, you know, we have our, you know, as mere mortals across the country, we have our problems with politicians, I guess, but empowering, does that make sense to you?
You know what? I find it inspiring. I love meeting people. I could canvass, and I do, 12, 14 hours a day. The only regret I have is the time away from my 4 kids, but the good news is, A couple of them actually like canvassing with me.
Campaigns do end, you know. So
I know.
Yeah, okay.
But it's inspiring. The stories you hear, the people you meet, the challenges they face are what drive us, hopefully, to the best public policy.
Jin-Soo, are you having a good time? Do you find it empowering?
I came from a diversity country, and the challenges here sometimes there are a lot of language barriers down there.
Yes,
and people. I try, and when I hear that, they look at me into the eyes and say, okay, then I start switching, and then a lot of time I will be able to target and speak their language, and right away the big smile come from their face. I will support you.
All right.
Good.
Okay.
Listen,
we're out of time. I'd like 30 seconds, however, from each of you to kind of sum up your time with us this evening, and let me start with Jin-Soo. Go ahead, please.
Thank you for giving this opportunity here. The Conservative government under leadership of Stephen Harper, we are in a very good shape, and we believe in keep the taxes low. We believe in keep the taxes low, creating jobs, whereby we also believe in the financial security of the families, because there are a lot of people, especially down in trinspad, are raising families, and we believe in creating jobs, and I hoped it will be giving me the opportunity, because NDP had a chance and Liberal had a chance.
And the 30
seconds
much. Is up. Thank you very much. Christine Innes, your 30 seconds, please.
You know what, for the last several months, I've loved every minute of meeting literally thousands of you at your homes, in your workplaces, on the streetcar tracks, on corners. And as I said earlier, I've been inspired by it. And there's one common shared value I think we all share, and that's to build a brighter, stronger Trinity-Spadina community and a brighter Canada based on equality of opportunity. For my part, if I'm given the opportunity to serve you on May 2nd, I will make you proud. I will not let you down. The stakes are very high. It's a very bright vision of Canada that we're talking about and want to deliver, and I hope to earn your support. It's too important for you, for me, and my family.
Olivia Chow, your final thoughts for this evening, please.
Thank you for the opportunity. It's been an honor for me to serve you as your Member of Parliament for the last few years. Through these years, I've been able to help thousands of you cut through red tape and get government services, create hundreds and hundreds of jobs every summer for young people, brought in some investment from the federal government to revitalize downtown Toronto. But there's so much more to do, whether it's family doctors, national child care program. I hope I can continue to serve you.
Rachel Barney, your final few thoughts, quickly, please.
Thanks. I'd just like to mention a phrase that hasn't come up here, but that I know is on a lot of people's minds in the ridings, and that's strategic voting. And there's a lot that I could say, but the bottom line that I want to say is, if you live in Trinity-Spadina, you do not have to worry about strategic voting. You have 3 good ways to cast a vote against Stephen Harper's government. So please look carefully at all of us, read all our policies.
All right. Thank you all very much for coming in. Coming up next on the local campaign, Toronto Danforth, so stick around for that one.